Abusia, me chiama me mamuache. Yes, after 1 week of solid week of not getting up to anywhere, Amma finds herself having to wake. Amma finds herself having to leave early. And as annoying as I find it, just as I feared, on our return, as I'm here COVID, 8 days later, very annoyed Amma. But the Ankasa, Michamo, Nyado, Midiso be a way. Mikodipa. But now, Kwasa Yokodipana, I hear you and comment, and I am fascist. And I'm in common, carries on the work I started and our network, so about identity. And when I make a story of me as a buyer, and Yama Nekos will meet him. And I met Wasso, the story, no, because me bisa one Casano. How do you see yourself? How do you describe yourself? Obi wo ha me ni started see edin come from me ama me say yes ama me dem yo hia ni ba o me see you o papa yo hia ni mate na wo ye hwan. We identify with some loose tags be, and we make those loose tags, you know, yen identities, and they are not, they really shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. O papa ne ye hia ni mate, and cheresa wo yo hia ni. Wo yo hia ni ba. That was a circumstance of your birth, but that is not your identity. Me identities ni bi na na se me ka kire mo no. Ye frɛ me maami amatwewa Manson me din no. Ama twenwa Manson. Twenwa na se kam de ka sa Facebook you pa. Said the same din ye me de no. And as I was telling you the story, no, they didn't hear me the pa, but nye den nyina, and then I made it to drop publicly, sir. Sunkwa PSama. That is my other identity. I'm a nije papa. I'm a Sunkwa ni PSC. I'm a Sunkwa PSC. No, it's a title I love because me mama ya maya mi no akosi afefe, and I'm a tuntu. I go say fe ni Sunkwa ka akire. The title no means me ne mpre ho da. Men so me de ani Sunkwa PSC. Me nya sure say me nua akosi akro so wona me pre ho. That is mine. That is my title. Non-negotiable. Secures me for who I am. Me Sunkwa ni PSC. Ya brobe mame. Abrasa bia mame. Me catch him say me audition yire. No kritrudu. Me audition ba. Me ni ade wo baby ya. Yes. These are all my identities, and it's funny. Of all these identities, no misane na me ka say ni nyina na se define o. There be nye ni nyina na define o. Sunkwa PSC no ameye no. As much as it's a great title a udi tu wo ho no. Depending on said ama Sunkwa bo ne bra. Depending on said enema ko wa ama Sunkwa na brabom. Sunkwa PSC na ameye no could be significant or it could be a useless title. Sadia no is not determined by me ame wo hey. Sadia is determined by ama Sunkwa. Me ya mame. Again, ya mame asabia mame no ameye no. As long as me ba ya wonyanye wo bia, me ba sabia nyanye wo bia, the sa title no, it is foolish. It is useless. Inkusi baby ya. Na se mitie ye. Na me ba ya wi ya kwada oye city. Na wo hwe so ye de sese wo ye. Na me ba nya baby gina. Da achi bi so ye nipa mama. Me ba sabia etimi nya baby gina. No wo ye nipa mama. Wo be hunu se me ko baby a ye be ma me baby special atena because me ya sabia mama. Because me ya brobe mame. Again, that identity could be completely useless. It could be significant, but that is not even determined by me and I'm a bravo. That is determined by me ma. Anyway, and also to a large extent it's determined by me because me na me tete me mano. Me na me creating opportunities, you know. But it's not totally dependent on me. Me nko means me no. It requires a partnership, a goodwill partnership between me and Kwadano to achieve something for them so that me may significant. I want to ask you, Are you aware of the identities no awo and awoyo? Ama Manson or ye ashawo. And no dear, and ya me man yoye. And no dear, and ya mini and I may say yoye. There be and no dear no hiampo na yo a decision making because in here for you and the bashawo. Yenny power mo chile woman in the bashawo. Nipa ni bi ho chile wo mo pa, but they have dignity and they refuse to play. Ti yakasa mama say ya shower and no dear. I am responsible for that one. For me, that tag washes because me and kasa and mama who crying and ye achichere me kom. Ye the same me kom ameje because me and kasa and me create. Oh yeah. Me this uncle way because there are some of the tags no ye the tag wa SS will reject it. If you you have to refuse. If you it makes no sense. So we be punish. See ye the kwa wo kom. Asantini enye taga ye gidi tu. Well I ni baby a wo free there. Baby a wo free is not you. Nipa baby dey free say kro no. Wo be kwa baby na obi ani abre kontoka. Ye say asantifo ye nkurasefo. Na ne buofu. Abunufo ye jimi na ne buofu. And again, so when young started so wo ye wadwen ho adwuma duru baby bia obi ka sansensem no you allow yourself to wallow in the pit. Into Sanya many people, you allow them to define you. It's the any panic and it begins to wash, it begins to stick. Make I pass me Sunday and focus up for your page me. Fancy force page me. It's me. Anytime I exhibit my comedic talents, then Crawford Dimatem said, Modia Jimmy no. It's the comedy was something I didn't like highlighting because of some reasons. But remember, I'm a very comedic character. I really am. Comic relief. I am a strategy. Papa. Me pa grow too. I grow woman so. And sadly, and talent too. Talent. There are many people who should explore this talent. But because of tags, ni names are dement. You don't say the background one. Percy, I can't wait me. Do a jayo. The amount who need. See amount identity amount tag no. Now one casa winya that you tag no. Now we analyze the tag and then we know the positives we want. It is possible to take that tag, to spin that tag, and to use that tag to your advantage. After we did any thing. And no dear, Yammy and me, your castle were near dear, and also say I wouldn't be fine share baby a free. Wouldn't be fine show mammy no papa, and no, a what would decision making? See, I'm away the near thing. Nipano air castle were near dear, most of them don't actually mean it as a compliment. Most of them actually mean it as an insult. When near dear, the tide is also cool. Nemo. So one over any panasem no walk on. Now to be selecting positive people. That's me the no move forward. Now you're quiet. I'm a year near thing. Because I am a gig. That one casa will bet Senasi. Now we bet analyze this. I'm a gig. Now Ube who say I'm a gang is a go getter. I'm a gang is a no nonsense woman. I'm a gang, you know. Now, what's me pay I'm a gain, and I was spinning gain in your head to mean something positive. You can actually own that tag. You can actually use that tag. You can benefit from the tag. But whatever it is, you know, all you're doing when you mad, the tags are loose. They don't define you. They just describe you. So I'm catching them before. My identity tags, they describe me. They don't define me. Me abunuyama. I mean, you only nine chills, me you only nine yabno for the uncle. Because my name baby since I be a gun and yama. As to say, me Cassan, I say, me your my dear, and any penny and the business of me a gun any. Because me go so I may your mojuma. Be a oba no create do. But Yami Neo, and I mean, your men and a dear Maya, typical of a male behavior, a male subine Debbie. Because men me mammy also beyond just the gender lines. As I'm making, they can't the mamma. obi tu wudin a no wagye ato na wodi ahye wakoma mu na wama na tsena wo kra so na ehye wo so edi wo so ema wuntimi nkọ na wuntum pon no mo ana me ne budi nkomo. The tags, the labels, no, they describe you. It happens when you permit it. If you don't permit a tag to wash, it doesn't wash. If you reject a tag, it doesn't stick. If you refuse to live by the tag, it doesn't stay. And the label ne tare wa, o choice. U bet me am na tare ho, I won't find asem. And I bet me a wire to watch me. You bet me a society for fraternal. It is your choice, but many people don't know. Say you have sad choice, you know? And then that's why I wanted to make that video. Now me catch them up stories of me maba awabrim. Me maba awabrim man crofoni na catch them say me ho time. Me near the river. Maybe you say, maybe you say, maybe you say. Senka eye baby fufuro bi na menyi ya kasa ane ma ne bema me gidie ewo me mu eswate pa kasa ane ma ne betimi aka me kraboa ahye ke bema maye subdued ke bema progress ayedin e de amasa amen because so wo person we progressive aye we hear freedom we hear liberty. Sad genes are identities, no, they don't breed liberty. Control. And you have to break the shackles from the oppressive titles, the oppressive labels, and head towards the liberty of one. Kasa said you will pass a frewa. You said any yes, you will wire the two, and one is a good. I've come to know Senya no brother. If it is oppressive, with me to I've seen it done, and when I have seen it done, nobody has died. One woman who is a woman, you will be a we. Sit down, analyze, where the person would they identify with him, and claim that name and move forward. Claim that tag and move forward with it. So we'll be free with DB and that will be Diwatimbia. You really need to sit down, analyze it carefully, unpick it, and say now bit me making nonsense of it. See at the front of one now we'll talk also man for the front, it true baby a well with Tibuano or Begied. Because I said boy the chile I will phone it through. Me person one more to Maya no especially. We are very aware of this thing. Now we start to do and Obaba ya no ekofo be kan sem a kire de papa especially we ya ba ya tuntum no modinity abrochira. Other people are not very complimentary of Ebi before. Other people are not exactly jumping up and down to highlight Wobano the abilities to her. Other people are very likely to have negative things to say to Obaba Ayaro. Teach your daughter to rise above the labels. What? Teach your daughter to analyze what people say and to identify the nonsense within. To debunk the labels and to liberate themselves. Why? So, Chira Obaba Ayane say, Wobi chira na dwen wone ho a nipa no wonye nyame. Nyo no na chemframa. Onkita nkwa aduro. Enti na dwen no wa chira de. En chira se de be ye adwuma. Sa wo pesa wo baba ya no. Otimi ma ne ho so, ma ne ho mene so. Na oyi na dwen di free baby ankrofo akakeka e fa ne ho. You need to start giving Wobana the alternative story, the alternative message. And Crawford can you say Obana who time catch them the sending home. I was telling you, say maybe Shannon, yes, me one time. And son and me and Casa maybe who says I'm a your time, and I may catch them every be as a home. Then eventually that will become our one teacher them say, I'm a sour home. Nam Kaisa de be a mamma catch them. My mom was right. My mom was right. Ye di matem, na a misri. because that alternative message, the alternative voice was also quite strong in my life. Okay, me want somebody be a me be catch or say obi di watem no to me catch or say you are stupid, then the person has won. Are you stupid? No. Minimum crophobia what we use to reverse psychology at the yard here. But my men sounded warning we were and son and we be to become a try. To try this thing, you need secure relationships. Nipa ni bi wo ho to be catch anybody, you are an idiot. Of course I'm not an idiot. But you need to have worked on apparani to know they are not an idiot before you go down that route. I mean, they tell their kids what the world will tell the kids, and they take the make out of it before the world speaks. You are so daft. Apparently, say I'm not daft. You know I'm not daft. It's that will be back at apparently say you are so daft. I'm not daft. Of course, I'm not daft. Because when any man my practice. Or you're secure, so when you're daft. But then young para one more fragile ego, and you know yes I did me patrol. Let me sound that word of caution. They say, and crophobia or what? They highlight what the world will say to their kids themselves. And then they take the make out of those descriptors with their kids. They devalue those titles and those tags for their kids, so that in Parana Pabontina will be deciding if they want and foul because and every time I want more betting, they know it's not true, they know it is silly, they know it is funny. Into Ubin to me facade and fantago. It's a reverse psychology tactic, but it's a very high risk reverse psychology tactic. It is not one I recommend for just anybody. It's not one you will even use for Padank. It is one you will use for one more when you're free. One can say, what would you CP? A woman. Quara, why you do my tinkunya? And Quada woman name said they are not any of those labels. They must really know that they are not those labels so that it doesn't stick. And quite be a wubet me a fashion. Now, Obama Womba, who is a woman is special. Obama Womba, who is a Jimmy ko a talent. Jimmy, a talent. A lot of these guys, you know, as motivational speakers, say, you know, a lot of them started as comics. They started as comedians. Most of these American your friends, speakers, no, only the most influential, they were stand-ups, majority of them. So we can be a stand-up comedian. You could be a catch us with Jimmy Kakara. When Jimmy. Also, for a crass, him say Jimmy a talent, but Jimmy a talent. What? So we do attempts to Jimmy. What the person is actually saying, say you are talented. Teach your kids to read the real message, to decipher the real message, so that what is intended as an insult becomes a compliment. Obi catch us we are talented, I will knew what them. But what Jimmy no? According to Jimmy, your talent. It's when somebody says a word Jimmy, you don't listen to an insult. What you hear is a confession to your talents. The day you are able to move from feeling insulted to feeling complimented is the day you become emancipated in the mind. So when you say independent do what them or expect to say will be. But no when you actually was done as it. No, I'm confused. Say I'm a warrior kakra. But didn't them say I was 3. What I also do matem. Me no me 3 because me that was it for a compliment. I'm a no Facebook. What you are actually saying is that Amma is a very self-confident woman. That's what you are saying. One on NT mean kind of eloquently, but that is what you were saying. Ama is a self-confident woman. I'm motion to watch. I end with sunny nitri now live camera so. Ama is a self-confident woman. Unim said this is no. Ama is not a vain woman. Ama want the power then adaje. Sana me mete. Ama Manson oyo hieni. Ama Manson is rising through the ranks. That is what I hear. Ne to dem pa ko fodo bokase minister di bi me almost ready for man my society. Wo me wo from her. Me wo from pa. But wo ha. Na wo di me here besre me a. Me hu din a ese so ho ye mesre. Me wo ha. Won so wo ha. And I would here e bese me. Ade a wo ye wakati aye sen. Me so be dia me ye makati ankosi hu. Na se ye de no sre me dia. Na me dane me ho na wo de wo from say me no na wo sre me a. Na ne ya e wo me ne sen. I want to say you can use logic to emancipate yourself. You can really use logic to free your mind. Wait me the logic. So that one kasa wadwin ebwa and keep control of one kasa wadwin. Then the yobi and crofoyo does not affect you. Me Bompire said we will spend a bit of time working on our identities. Kopem say yankasi who we are. So that when we know who we are, we don't take other people's alternative false descriptions. Yeah, Fra was saying. And here we free. What do we describe you as? And then now we are. Would you do anything? What is your contribution to this life? What's some fast one is saying? Who here pa dear na wo contribution ye e was asase so ha ane what talent anything. You need to find answers to these questions in your quest to solidify your identity. So person would you see pia who here we are masa questions here maybe say who do one as I said will be some masa questions no na wo boa wo mo so that will be back and be before the actual woman. The alternative track is already in place. It's already in place. Spend some time talking to the kids. Work with them. As some am catch them on video don't play the video to the kids. One kasa, repeat it in your own words. Allow your kids to feel it comes from you. About who they are and how they should define who they are, so that Nkrofofofro will not do that job on your behalf. So me be dread you say dia. Me drew ya me huri see ya nem di rekeko. Because adajine puso. I'll pack a long end na ya me tuna me pa mamre. Adajine puso. Enti se me drew say dia. Me drew ya no be presi. Mama me fa si ha me say ya adwuma e ongoing enye ne nko ne be ye wa adwuma ye e adwuma ye won panyin nkwada nyina ho ya panyinfo no kra ye hunu ye identity. So it's not possible to raise children with secure identities when we don't know who we are. And when I catch them say me identity confusion e be free baby bi me ma me sin kwana nka so onim kura wo free so onim baby ayegino onim ni krom on paper but onim baby ayegino. And to no hunu baby ayegino be de no di makobi. It's ube say me will lose ties. Me di mu si ya me di mu janyame. Ye be sia to aso se me pon wa. Why? Nyame asum di nka mu.